Hello and welcome back to Pendor. I gotta say, I've been playing off screen for a huge amount of time, just purely for the fact that I had to. I had to. There was no other way about it. So anyway, what have I been doing? Well, actually not much, surprisingly enough. You may think, oh yeah, because you've been playing for hours and hours and hours right now. Well, yeah, there would be something to really say that I've been doing, but basically the only thing that I've been doing is attacking Jatu armies. That's it. That's all I've been doing. And the main reason why I'm doing that, you may ask, I don't know. Anyway, the main reason why I'm doing that is so that I can earn renown. Now, obviously, that is for the challenging task. Very clearly, you know, one of the best ways that we can get ourselves Biscuit Sergeants, T-Knights, and so on and so forth. And, yeah, that's basically it. That is basically the only reason why I'm doing that. However, the thing is, I've actually found that the Jatu armies are so strong in this area that I actually had to call for a campaign. And so I called for a campaign, and my forces were so incredibly fast. I'm not entirely sure why they were so incredibly quick to come and help us, but they were really, really responsive. This has never happened to me before. They're usually very slow whenever I call for them, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, they came over, and I started to attack one of the Jatu armies. We were able to get around 40 to 50 renown every single time we went into the battle because we had an even battle advantage. I had a 0 battle advantage, which basically means that, you know, both sides are even in terms of their combat strength. And I'm actually really pleased about this. Unfortunately, getting myself absolutely murdered right here. Thankfully, I did find another horse relatively fast, but yeah. Anyway, the point is, after we defeated the first Jatu army, there was another one. And that other one had over 1,000 enemies inside it. And I was like, okay, we're probably gonna fight that as well, considering I have a full contingent of people here. It makes the most sense. Unfortunately, I'm still on the challenging task. Yes, I'm still on the challenging task right now. So here's the problem with that. I'm not actually able to recruit, or should we say rescue, any troops from the Jatu armies. So even if there are some Biscuit Sergeants or T-Knights or anything like that available to rescue, I will be unable to benefit from that. So that's a sad thing. That is a very sad thing indeed. However, that doesn't really matter too much because obviously the main cause for concern here is literally just being able to achieve victory. I think we will be absolutely fine, but I have no idea how many of my forces are actually still alive because, as I say, I've been in this almost infinite cycle of battles for I think probably almost an hour now, and yeah, it's just absolutely insane how much time you can invest into battles itself. Just the pastime of battles, it's incredible. It's really incredible, and maybe not in a good way. I don't know, because sometimes it's fun, you know, absolutely sometimes it's fun. But we're fighting the Jatu here. And for me personally, I do not like the Jatu one bit. I think that they're extremely annoying to fight, just purely because they have so many lancing units. Basically every single one of their units has a lance of some kind, with the exception of the raiders maybe. I think some of them might have lances, but yeah. Anyway, on the whole, they're gonna have lancers, they're gonna have battle riders, they even have warlords. And these things are insane. They're so good at what they do. And that's the reason why it's frustrating to fight against them. It's not because they're bad or anything like that. No, far from it. It's actually because they are just so incredibly effective if you don't fight in the right environment. And I literally went all the way over to the mountains for the very first battle. And then it turned out that I didn't have enough troops. So I basically had to try a bit of a, you know, jiggery-pokery kind of deal where I had to fight them And then I had to try to get a positive kill-death ratio and then retreat from the battle so that I could actually leave without having to sacrifice any units. So, yeah, because I obviously realized at that point that I actually needed to call for a campaign, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it. Because I had a -11 battle advantage, or a -9, I can't even remember what it was now, but I had a very significant battle advantage negative, and it was just impossible to do anything. Because I had, like, I think 40 to 50, maybe even 60 troops if I was lucky, on the battlefield, and the enemy had 200 something. So, yeah, you can quite clearly tell that that was going to be very, very harsh, even if it was mountainous terrain, which is actually really shocking as well, because you'd think mountainous terrain, that's going to give us a massive advantage, but no, it was actually very, very difficult still, even at that point. Anyway, we've got some small pouch of diamonds right here. I've got a bunch of loot here as well, and I did go to my various fiefs to try and get some baggage trains, because as you can see, we actually do need it. I don't really have that much food remaining, unfortunately, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, we have now completed our attacks against the Jatu, and I'm actually going to very quickly, wait a minute, where do I need to go for that? Yes, there we go, victory progress. So as you can see, the Jatu are obliterated. They are completely gone. Every single one of them is destroyed, with the exception of Kyuda the Ravager. I don't actually want to go in and fight Kyuda the Ravager right now, because he's annoying. Okay, he's annoying. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. But what's actually very funny, by the way, is look at this guy. Lord Agathon has almost 700 troops now, just purely for the fact that he was able to rescue so many people from the from the various Jatu armies that we just fought, because one of them had over 700 rescued prisoners. Oh, there's Kyuda the Ravager himself. Well, this is actually not a very good thing indeed. I'm not a big fan of this, actually. Oh, yeah, they're all going to go in there, aren't they? Oh, no. I'm kind of forced to go in here now, aren't I? Oh, this is actually rather sad. I don't really want to do it, all things considered. I don't want to fight Kyuda, because he is annoying, as I say. He is extremely annoying. I mean... yeah, no, you know what? I'm not gonna do it, okay? I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go and just gonna end the campaign right now. And what we're gonna do in this episode, or what my plan was, actually, initially, was to complete this task, which I have, of course, done. We can now go in to the Lord's Hall here, and I can say, I've won many victories for the Order. There we go. I actually had, I don't even know how much renown, but I had a significant amount, huge amounts. And there you go, we are now able to get 41 Biscuit Sergeants and a bunch more T-Knights, but unfortunately we still don't have a huge amount of them, unfortunately. I'm trying my best to try and get as many as possible, but it's actually a lot more difficult than anticipated, but there you go. Anyway, we were able to get quite a few. Now, I have 418 troops in my army. I'm wondering whether I will be able to defeat the Dread Legion. If we do end up defeating them, I will tell them that they cannot come back into Pendor, thank you very much. And then we will, you know, see what happens with that. But I'm just very much hoping that no one is going to get into a battle with Kyuda, and they'll just leave him alone for the moment. Because what I am going to do eventually, because I've already shown Kyuda's full fight on, on video in the series itself. I have shown his fight. I don't really want to show that again. So what I'm going to do is I will call for a campaign a little bit later on, and I'll just stomp him as best as I can with as many vassals as possible. That's basically what I'm going to attempt to do, at least. I don't know whether it's even going to be possible for me to do it. Oh no, I actually mistakenly told the fellow that I was going to come over and try and help him with whatever situation he has a problem with. I didn't want to do that, actually, but oh well, never mind. Anyway, Dread Legion, where are you? I see the Snake Cult army, but that's it. I don't actually see the Dread Legion. There is the Snake Cult army. Do I want to fight the Snake Cult army? Not really. I would like to fight the Dread Legion, though. Where are they? I'm not seeing them anywhere for some reason. They must be over here somewhere, right? Surely. I'm not seeing the Dread Legion patrol, though. That's the problem. I'm seeing Snake Cult patrols, but not Dread Legion patrols. Ah, Wolfbow the Slayer has... oh, I don't know what's up with him. He's always coming back. I mean, he is rather easy to defeat, I suppose. So, you know, he's not too bad, but I would like to find the Dread Legion. Ah, here we go. Wait a minute. We might have something here. Yep, there they are. Okay, over 1,000. Really? Over 1,000. Oh no. Well, this is unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go in there. I am gonna go in, and we'll see what we can do. I don't know whether this is gonna be even. I don't know whether it's even gonna be possible, to be honest. But we'll try it out, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just gonna say stay back on the fighting. There we go, because I want her to go to the very bottom, so it saves me from clicking all the time. Thank you very much. And let's see what happens. This is. Oh no. I really should have gone and got some more food, shouldn't I?
We are going to need more food.
This is actually not that bad if I think about it. Maybe it's alright? I don't know. Let's just have a quick look. Where am I looking right now? Okay, I'm looking over here. So basically this is... Okay, so Horse Wall is basically going to be my best bet, I suppose. I would like to get my forces actually on this here. Wait a minute, let me actually just do something a little bit different. Okay, we're gonna try to be super strategical if we can. If you can call this strategical, to be honest, I don't know. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the standard horse wall. We need it, okay? We need it. Otherwise, if I don't, we're gonna have some huge issues with all the Serpent Priestesses and the various other very high tier units that are gonna be coming over and saying hello to us very soon. Anyway, we're just going to get these guys here, these guys there. We're going to tell our infantry to retreat, but we are also then going to be telling them to hold position here. Because if you tell them to retreat and then you tell them to hold position, they don't actually leave the battle, as far as I can tell. And basically, it just gives the opponent a full sense of, you know, they don't have to... you know, they don't have to be too worried, and they can just charge in, and it's going to be wonderful. So we'll see if we can actually do something with this. Maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not, but I'm very much hoping it will. So, friends, I would very much appreciate it if you would start firing at the enemy. Okay, they are starting to fire. This is... oh no. This might not actually work out too well. I mean, the Serpent Priestesses, as far as I'm aware... do they have shields? I don't think they have shields, actually. Ah, well, this should be relatively simple then, shouldn't it? If they don't have shields. No, they don't. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, some of them do, it seems. Yeah, no. Some of them do. Okay. I mean, well, I guess I don't have to worry about it too much then. But yeah, this is an absolute killing box right here. So this is wonderful. Can I actually do some damage to some of these? Oh, no. I have to be super careful of this as well, because here's the thing. When I was fighting the Jatu armies, obviously... I did get myself taken out a few times, just purely for the fact that the lances do so much damage. Obviously they do. And I was trying to distract the enemy as much as I possibly could. Very difficult to do so as well, by the way. Because, of course, distracting them in the first place is a monumental task. Because on the one hand, you're kind of thinking to yourself, oh yes, I will probably be able to... you know, defend my forces against, you know, anything that comes towards them, but no, that's actually not the case, because when you have, I don't know, 100 Jatu Lancers barreling towards you on a relatively flat battlefield, because sometimes I couldn't choose the battlefield that I wanted, you know, because let's face it, sometimes you just have to take what you can get, considering the allies that I had were, well, as you might expect, engaging the Jatu army, and they were basically forcing me into a situation which I didn't particularly want to be in, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Anyway, I have already eliminated 155 of the opponent, obviously not me specifically, but my forces have definitely done a very good job right now. What are these guys doing down here? Are these... oh, these are infantry. Oh. Well, that's actually interesting. Okay, why are these infantry now? Oh, okay. So I should probably tell them to go a little bit further back up then. Okay, these guys actually... whoa, wait a minute. They have lancers? I didn't know that. Okay, that's a little bit worrying. But we should be absolutely fine. I mean, basically, we should be fine from now on, because, I mean, well, I say should be, but I actually don't know whether that's the case. I'm not going to show the entirety of this battle, by the way. I'm just going to show the first initial waves, because, let's face it, if we can, you know, completely and utterly destroy the enemy in the beginning parts of this fight, then we shouldn't actually need to worry about anything else going forward, even if, you know, even if there's a bunch of Serpent Priestesses still available. It doesn't really matter too much, as long as we've eliminated the first, I don't know, 300 of them or something like that. I think that's probably going to be good enough. I'm not a big fan of the fact that the Rune Hammer has a piercing attack. I think that's one of the things that I don't really like about it too much. Everything else about the Rune Hammer is absolutely fantastic. You know, speed, damage, everything that you could possibly want from it. But the ability for us to just randomly sometimes get a piercing attack out of it is a bit frustrating. But that's probably just user error on my part, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, a bad workman blames his tools. You know, that's pretty much what's going on there, in my opinion. So, yeah, like, for example, look at that. Did you see that? I had a piercing attack when I didn't want one. I didn't want one, so it would have been pretty cool for it to not have piercing damage, but obviously, maybe that's just a way to balance the thing a little bit more. Because, let's face it, it's already a blunt weapon, and a blunt weapon has high penetration values anyway, so giving it a piercing attack, I'm not sure if I really agree on that, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's a fantastic weapon as it is, and I'm very pleased to have a sub-mod like the Arsenal of Al-Aziz, because it is just so incredibly good. Anyway, we're going to tell my forces to charge in now, because it feels to me like I'm going to need to. Seems like my forces are having some problems actually doing some things here. I think we're going to need to. Yeah, it seems like we were starting to get a little bit overrun. I didn't really appreciate that. Okay, I just need to eliminate these Serpent Priestesses. Basically, any Serpent Priestess I see, I will try to eliminate her, because she is just... they're really good, you know, they're really good. So, don't really want them running around in our ranks, doing all kinds of devastating damage. There we go. Alright, so we've eliminated around 300 now, and I think I'm probably gonna be done with, you know, showing you this battle. And, yeah, we'll just fight until the end, and we'll see whether we can actually take her prisoner and then indeed banish her from Pendor forever.
You are banished forthwith from the kingdom of Rohan, all its domains, under pain of death.
Well, it looks like that is it. It took us a huge amount of time, as you can quite clearly tell. Look at the amount of troops that are just dead on the floor here, and my forces were able to take basically 0 casualties at the very end, because of course that's just how it goes when you get to that particular point in the army. They are no longer actually going to be that dangerous, so you can pretty much just sit back and allow your forces to murder. Anyway, there you go, Maltese, you're my prisoner now. There we are. This is fantastic. Now what we can do is we can literally just go speak to her, and then we can say, please don't come back. Oh, look at this. 30 biscuit sergeants. Are you serious? Wow. That's actually very, very lucky for me. That means I now have 96 of those guys. That's amazing, actually. I am very, very pleased to get that. And then otherwise, I'm going to just take some of these, I suppose, and then we're just going to move on, and that's it. But there you go. We were able to achieve victory. Of course, as you might have expected, you know, as I said, after you do the first couple of waves and you're able to eliminate between 300, 400, 500 of the opponent, especially when it comes to the Dread Legion, then everything from there, as long as you can do those first few waves, you're probably going to have a pretty decent time. So what we're going to do now is we've already gotten her stuff for the, you know, the custom knighthood order if we wanted to customize our troops a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you should return to your homeland and not take up arms ever again. There we go. And we're actually getting some stuff from her. Then I shall abide by my word and go. I shall raise a glass of wine and toast your eventual defeat. All right, there you go. Fantastic. Okay, that's wonderful. I've actually never done that before, by the way. That is a pretty pretty rare thing for me to do. And the shield is absolutely fantastic, by the way, as you can quite clearly tell. It's really, really good. I'm not going to be able to use it, of course. It just doesn't work for me, of course. So yeah, we otherwise have the armor. Of course, I'm not going to be able to use that either. However, I would be able to maybe give it to one of my friends. You know, maybe one of my companions. Maybe they'll be able to do it. Who knows? But otherwise, now we don't have to deal with the Dread Legion ever again, and that's fantastic. I absolutely love that. I love the fact that there is actually an option for that, because without it, well, yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit sad. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to go and attack the Feared's Vein, because I'm in a bit of a like you know, time limit, or a time limited sort of situation now, because basically, as I said to you before, I've already eliminated every single Jatu army. I really don't want to fight Kuda the Ravager, but I will have to, of course. And here's the thing now. If I can eliminate the Feared's Vein and then eliminate the Heretic Army. I don't know how many the Heretic Army actually has. We've seen the Snake Cult. They have 825 or something like that, which is not actually going to be that difficult, I don't think. And then obviously Wolfbode, we know him. We know how to defeat him. Kuda is basically going to be the only thing that will actually be a bit of a problem. And the Heretic Army might be a bit of an issue. I don't know. It just very much depends. And otherwise, apart from that, we are very close to achieving overall victory. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and attack the Feared's Vein. You know, it's one of those situations, or one of those feelings, shall I say, because basically, whenever you go into a battle with a regular faction after having done some kind of combat encounter with a unique spawn, or with someone that has really, really high tier troops, and they can basically kill you super easily, it is almost like night and day. It is actually staggering the difference that you're seeing, because obviously if you take a look at some of these horses, for example, like I was obviously doing a lot of battling against the Jatu, and now here's the main problem with the Jatu, obviously, apart from the fact that they're very annoying with their lances and everything. Their horses are very difficult to kill. You're going to have to actually shoot them twice if you don't get a headshot to be able to eliminate them. But as you can see, these horses right here, of these regular troops that are actually pretty high tier as far as I'm aware. I think they have quite a few pretty good ones. I'm actually not entirely sure whether they're that high level, but the fact is, every single horse that I've seen so far has literally just gotten eliminated with one shot. And as I say, that is literally so much easier to deal with. It's actually crazy, because just thinking about, you know, obviously if you don't use, you know, if you're using a bow, if you don't use a bow, then obviously this doesn't apply to you, but the ability to reduce the amount of shots that you have by one when you're shooting two is just absolutely amazing. So it really makes a huge difference. Anyway, this fellow obviously doesn't really like me very much right now, because I basically just attacked him. I'm just going to let him go. I don't really see the necessity to take him prisoner. Maybe I should have taken him prisoner, actually. I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to move on. As you can see, we declared war. We're going to go into Nadar Castle here. This is a ladder castle. Who's that over there? Does he have a lot of troops? No, he has 162, so we should be absolutely fine. Hopefully we'll be okay to just go in here and absolutely murder everything. I have no idea what Nadar Castle is like, by the way. I think we went in here one time and... Oh, a sally out. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Fire. Let's just hold position. Oh, should we not hold position? Hold fire. That's what we want to do. And we're basically just going to tell my forces just to charge in, because that's what we really need to do. Hopefully I won't get myself absolutely murdered by the enemy's thrown weapons, which does seem to be happening quite dramatically here. Not a big fan of that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to need... Oh no, are you serious? It's going to be one of these times, is it? Is it going to be one of these times where I just get dazed 100% of the time or something? Hopefully not. Okay, well, let's just see what we can do. I can do some damage. Hopefully I can't... I don't want to die, alright? That's basically the main thing here. I just do not want to die, because it's going to give me a huge amount of renown if I don't. And, well, I can obviously help out quite a lot. So that would be useful, wouldn't it? But if I end up losing a lot of troops here, then that would also be kind of bad, so... Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that they went for the sally out, but I guess it's because I just have so many archers, or so many people that are using bows, so I guess that does make sense, considering. But what I don't actually understand about the sally out, by the way, is why would my archers only have 4 arrows each? That makes no sense. I don't know, maybe from a realistic perspective, maybe they're being attacked in camp and they don't have enough time or something, but who keeps a quiver with only 4 arrows in it? I don't know. Anyway, there you go, super easy. Nice and... wow, that was a significant amount of renown right there. 125, no less. And we're just going to go straight on in once again. Okay, so this is... I'm actually not entirely sure how this is going to go. The amount of troops in here, it's not looking particularly good, let's just say that. I could just let my forces go outside, could just leave them out there. But I'm not sure. Maybe that's not going to be a good idea. I mean, you can see here that we're already... We're getting a lot of kills, actually. We're getting a lot of kills, so maybe it's not even necessary for me to do that. Anyway, I'm just going to see if I can get some kills. Oh, there's an invisible wall right here. That's fantastic. I love invisible walls. We know how we love those. Because they're just going to block all my arrows really nicely. I mean, you can see that very clearly here. Look at that. Embedded in the invisible wall. That's great. Love that. Anyway, apart from... the obvious, we otherwise, I actually don't know whether we should go for this, because if I go charging in here, this is going to enter a kill box. We're just going into a kill box. We're just going to get absolutely murdered by basically everything from every single angle. So it is probably not going to be a good idea, but maybe I can do some damage myself. Yeah, I mean, the amount of invisible wall situation that is going on here, I mean, you can see, look at these arrows just embedded in the floor, basically. Because there is apparently invisible floor as well as invisible wall, which is kind of weird, but yeah, there you go. So I'm going to have to do things a little bit differently, and you can best bet that the enemy is not affected by these invisible things, just because they just generally are capable of probably hitting us no matter what. But yeah, I kind of hope that maybe we can do something here. There we go. Eliminate that fellow, and yeah, now I'm going to get absolutely murdered. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that is going to happen to me quite often here, which is unfortunate. Really would appreciate it if that wasn't the case, but yeah, I think what we're probably going to do is I'm probably going to have to retreat and go for a campaign. I'm probably going to have to call for a campaign or something like that, just so that we can rush straight on in, because as it stands, I don't think us using the archer power right now, I don't think that's actually going to win us the day. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it's doing some pretty good work here in regards to our kill-death ratio, but it's going to take a long time to do this, just purely because we don't have a very large firing angle. I'm actually really surprised that we've been able to kill as many as we have, but I'm going to retreat here, and we'll come back with a campaign, or at least I will. You won't be, but I'm going to take Nadar Castle, because you've seen the layout now, you kind of know what it's all about, and there's a bunch of vassals in here as well. I'm probably going to be capturing every single one of these vassals, by the way. I will capture every single one of these, and then we'll go on to Gundar's Lodge, and then I'll see you for the next episode, where we're actually going to probably take these 2 castles here, and then Rain, or I might actually just go to Rain first, to be honest, but I wanted to consolidate these 2 castles first, and then go to Rain, and then we'll take the other 2. And that's going to be it, and then we'll hopefully be able to eliminate the last couple of unique spawns, and that will be a total and complete domination of Pendor, or at least we'll try to make that happen. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.